Hello there. I want to talk to you today about Legionnaires disease. Now, this was discovered by the French legions, Foreign Legion, and it was discovered in an air conditioning unit, I do believe, where they had standing water that was allowed to stagnate, and that's where the disease grew in the water. And the same thing happens on board ship in air conditioning units as well as shower heads. The rows from a shower head may contain stagnant still water, especially if you're not using it. And of course, this is what's happened on that migrant barge, the Bibi Stockholm. So I was reading that with some interest, and there's one way to do it, and that's to chlorinate all the water on board ship to the recommended levels. 1 minute, just turn you around. Sorry, I had my lens wasn't in the right place. Yeah, there's one thing to do on there, is to chlorinate all the tap water and run it through your showers once a week. That will be enough to kill off any bugs in your shower heads. And that's what we do on board ship, is every now and again we super chlorinate the shower heads. And what we'll do with the air conditioning unit as well is we'll go in, we'll take the filters out, and we'll spray in on all the cooling surfaces for the air conditioning. So it's pure chlorine that goes onto the cooling water surfaces, so that'll kill off all the bugs. It does stink for a couple of hours, but it's not too unpleasant. One of the other things as well, one of the other dangers that you get on board ship is the smell that comes out of your bathroom scupper. Now, these scuppers are a bit like the U-bend under your sink, is that they provide a vapor trap to stop the smells coming back out the sewage system. Unfortunately, being water evaporates, especially in a warm cabin that's not had the central cooling on. The water can evaporate and allow the smell to come out. Now, that smell can be quite noxious. Now, a good few years ago, maybe 10, 20 years ago, 2 young children were left in a cabin on one of these passenger ferries, and they succumbed to the fumes. Not very nice. But if you ever go on a passenger ship, just make sure that your scupper's full of water. If you get a smell in your cabin, just go see the housekeeper and make sure that they move you to another cabin and they get that cabin sorted. And of course, the last thing on board ship that none of you guys who don't work on a ship, you should ever smell, and that is rotten eggs. If you smell rotten eggs, that's hydrogen disulfide, which is pretty toxic, and you normally find that in fuel tanks and places like that. So that's something to avoid. If you smell that smell, get out. You won't smell it. You won't smell this, but ammonia. A lot of fridge systems nowadays are using ammonia gas as a refrigerant because it's not ozone depleting. Yeah, we used to dump loads of, when I was working for P&O Containers, we used to go down to Australia and we get lots of problems with the fridge system. So rather than reclaiming it, they used to let the Freon go. And the Freon was the thing that was destroying the atmosphere. But say the ozone layer rather was destroying the ozone. So what we did in the end is we went over to a non-ozone depleting gas, which is probably R314 or something like that, 304, something like that. Anyway, I forget now, a long time ago. But yeah, so in true retro fashion, I digressed and went completely off topic again. Anyway, catch you all on the next one. Bye then.